नाथ मरण मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गोरक्षोरस बाबा जी महाराज की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्यल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानुगौर्य गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदाता गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंद की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। जय श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। श्री वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। द गौड़ीय पार्षद श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि की जय। जय श्रीमान नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। द डिलीवरेंस ऑफ Jagāi and Mādhāi ki jai. Śrī Nitāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, everybody. All right, I'm going to start. Jai. No, sorry, Mangalacharan. अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। आजानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकावदातौ सङ्कीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो नमस्त्रिकालसत्याय जगन्नाथसुताय च सभृत्याय सपुत्राय सकलत्राय ते नमः। जय 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 विश्वम्भर द्विजराज जय विश्वम्भर प्रिय वैष्णव समाज गौरचंद्र जय धर्म सेतु महाधीर जय संकीर्तनमय सुंदर शरीर जय नित्यानंदेर बांधव धन प्राण जय वक्रेश्वर काशी साई जय गदाधर अद्वैतेर प्रेम धाम जय श्री जगरानंद प्रिय अतिशय जय वक्रेश्वर काशीश्वरेर हृदय जय जय श्रीवासारी प्रिय वर्गनाथ जीव प्रति करो प्रभु शुभ दृष्टिपात मध्यखंड कथा जेनो अमृतेर खंड जे कथा सुनिले घुचे अंतर पाषंड मध्यखंड कथा भाई सुनो एक चित्ते संकीर्तन आरंभ होइलो जेनो मते तवाय वास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamang charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshaya Kshiptastakama ditaranga madhe Kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna Vrinde namaste charanaravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur from Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita. Ore mura lok shuno Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Mahima Jate Jani Beshakal, Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kohe Ved Vyas, Chaitanya Lila Vyas Vrindavana Das, Vrindavana Dasa Koilo Chaitanya Mangal, Jahar Shravane Nashe Sarvaya Mangal, Chaitanya Nitāi Jate Janiye Mahima, जाते जाने कृष्ण भक्ति सिद्धांतेर सीमा भागवते जत भक्ति सिद्धांतेर सार लिखियाचेन इहा जानी कोरिया उद्धार चैतन्य मंगल सुने जदि पाषंदी जवान से हो महावैष्णव होय ततक्षण मनुष्य रचिते नारे ऐचे ग्रंथ धन्य वृंदावन दास मुखे भक्त श्री चैतन्य वृंदावन दास परे कोटि नमस्कार ऐचे ग्रंथ कोरिते हो तारिल संसार नारायणी चैतन्येर उच्चिष्ट भजन तार गर्वे जन्मिला श्री दास वृंदावन तार की अद्भुत चैतन्य चरित वर्णन जहाँ श्रवणे शुद्ध कोइल त्रिभुवन सहजे विचित्र मधुर चैतन्य विहार वृंदावन दास मुखे अमृते धार वृंदावन दास मुखे अमृते धार. By nature, all the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet. And when they are described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Jai the Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai. Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai. Shri Advaita, sorry, no. Shri Nityānanda and Haridāsa Thakur ki jai. Deliverance of Jagāi and Mādhāi ki jai. Shri Nitāi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat pranams. Let's see who is here. Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Satya Mataji, Nitāi, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Nitāi Prabhu, sorry, Ganga Mataji, Hari Priya Didi, Vidya Lalasa Didi, and I see a bunch of other people on YouTube and Facebook. If you write a comment, I can see your name. All right. Oh yeah, Kishore said, I just heard the news. Shri Sajan Sevak Gaudiya Math Ki Jai. Yeah, this place where I'm living now just got a new name. Well, it just got its first name. It's called Shri Sajan Sevak Gaudiya Math. But I think the plan with this place is to keep it for 5 years, and then it will move over to Mayapur. And there's some land across from Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata, and so they're going to build a math there. But this will be my home, hopefully for the next 5 years, until I'm nearly 40. Yeah. Hare Krishna Ravi Sheshta. Give me 1 second. It's really cold right now, and so I'm just gonna get, oh, Haribo Raseshwari Mataji, and Rup Manjari Didi, and Nitāi, Haribo Nitāi. All right, I'm just getting a blanket, 1 second. Okay. What's the blue light? I see there, I just got this thing here. Actually can change colors. Wait, there, that's good. I like yellow better. I also got this wooden plaque because it was only like $5. See, it says Gaudiya Vedanta Publications. There's a fair recently, and they were selling those custom wood plaques. All right. I wanted to get Divine of Devotion, but then I thought it's probably better for me to promote my Gurudev's own publications than my own thing. All right, let's begin. My screen. Actually, something I discovered yesterday. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I put this on my screen yesterday and it made me feel a lot warmer, even though it's just fake. There, I have it. Okay. So, chapter 13, the deliverance of Jagāi and Mādhāi. This chapter describes how this is written by Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj when he was a brahmachari. Pranavananda brahmachari. Haribol Sudevi Didi. This chapter describes how Mahaprabhu spread the glorification, worship, and teachings of Kṛṣṇa to each and every house through Nityānanda and Haridāsa. It also describes their preaching to Jagāi and Mādhāi, Mādhāi's attack on Nityānanda, Mahaprabhu's arrival at that spot, and his invoking the Sudarshan Chakra. The two brothers surrender at the lotus feet of Gaur Nityananda's forgiveness and deliverance of Jagāi and Mādhāi, the demigod's service to Gaur, and the consequences of committing Vaishnav aparad. Okay, so I'm going to read the more in-depth summary now up to where we're going to read today. Since the pastimes of Sri Gaurasundar are perceived through eyes of love, ordinary people who are devoid of such love considered him simply as Nimai Pandit. Only fortunate souls saw his manifestations according to their respective qualifications. One day, Mahaprabhu instructed Nityānanda and Haridāsa to go door to door and beg everyone to worship Kṛṣṇa, chant Kṛṣṇa's names, and practice Kṛṣṇa's teachings, and at the end of the day, inform him of the results. Although everyone there at first laughed on on hearing what they were to beg, Nityānanda and Haridāsa took the instruction on their heads and began to beg such alms from door to door. When householders respectfully invited the two sannyāsīs to accept alms, the two would, according to Mahaprabhu's instructions, beg them to chant Kṛṣṇa's names, worship Kṛṣṇa, and practice Kṛṣṇa's teachings, and then they would leave. Although pious people were happy to see their wonderful method of begging alms and promised to follow their request, some people blasphemed the Lord Chaitanya and considered the two to be madmen. Some people who were unable to enter Srivasa's house during kirtan violently attacked the two and threatened them with royal punishment. But being empowered by Śrī Caitanya, Nityānanda and Haridāsa did not pay the least attention to them. In other words, they fearlessly went on with their activities. Haribol Champak Mataji. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read the summary tomorrow. I'm going to finish reading the summary tomorrow. And let's just read the translations up to where we are. Yeah, I like that. Because we're going to be reading this for a few more days. And so then we'll have a chance to read the whole summary again. Okay. And it's not that many verses actually. So, I offer my respectful, so verse 1. Ajanu Lambita. Okay, we know that the Mangalachan verse that we did at the beginning. Okay. All glories to Mahaprabhu Sri Gaurasundar. All glories to Nityananda, whose body is the object of everyone's worship. In this way, Lord Vishwambar performed pastimes in Navadvip that were not seen by everyone. Pastimes that were not seen by everyone. Ordinary people saw him like before, simply as Nimai Pandit. They could not see anything of his characteristics beyond this. When the Lord entered into the association of his servants, he floated in happiness. He would reveal himself to each devotee in proportion to the devotee's good fortune. When he left their association, he would conceal himself. One day, the Lord suddenly ordered Nityānanda and Haridāsa as follows. Okay, let's say the Bengali for these 3 verses. Shruno shruno Nityānanda, shruno Haridāsa, sarvatra amar agya koroho prakash. Listen, Nityānanda, listen, Haridāsa. Go out and preach my order everywhere. Prati ghare ghare giya, koro e bhikha. Bolo Kṛṣṇa, bhaja Kṛṣṇa, koro Kṛṣṇa shiksha. Go to every house and beg in this way. Bolo Kṛṣṇa, chant the names of Kṛṣṇa. Bhaja Kṛṣṇa, worship Kṛṣṇa. Koro Kṛṣṇa shiksha, follow Kṛṣṇa's instructions. Iha boy arna boliba bolaiba, dina avasane asi amare kohiba. Apart from this, you should not speak or have others speak anything else. At the end of the day, come and give me your report. Come and give me your report. I will take up my chakra and cut off the heads of those who will not chant after being requested by you. On hearing the order, all the Vaishnavas laughed. Who has the power to transgress his order? His order is such that even Nityananda carries it on his head. Anyone who does not believe this is not very intelligent. If one serves Advaita but does not accept Chaitanya, then Advaita will destroy him without remorse. Accepting the Lord's order on their heads, Nityānanda and Haridāsa smiled and immediately went out on the street. Being ordered by the Lord, the 2 went door to door and requested everyone, Bolo Kṛṣṇa, Gao Kṛṣṇa, Bhojoho Kṛṣṇere, chant the names of Kṛṣṇa, sing the glories of Kṛṣṇa, and engage in the worship of Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa Pran, Kṛṣṇa Dhan, Kṛṣṇa Se Jivan. Kṛṣṇa is your life, Kṛṣṇa is your wealth, Kṛṣṇa is your very life and soul. Heno Kṛṣṇa Bolo Bhai, Hoy Ekaman. Oh brothers, chant the name of that Kṛṣṇa with full attention. Hoya Ekaman. In this way, the 2 controllers of the universe, Mahavishnu and Lord Brahma, they went to every house as they wandered throughout Nadia. Wait, I said Mahavishnu. Well, I guess Nityananda, Mahavishnu is like an expansion of Nityananda. So, yeah, I guess you could say Mahavishnu in that way. Yeah. Okay. Both were dressed as sannyāsīs. At every house they went, they were eagerly invited to take their meal. Nityānanda and Haridāsa would then say, our only request is that you chant the names of Kṛṣṇa, worship Kṛṣṇa, and follow the teachings of Kṛṣṇa. Bolo Kṛṣṇa, Bhaja Kṛṣṇa, Koro Kṛṣṇa shiksha. This is our bhiksha, a bhiksha. After speaking in this way, the 2 departed. Those who were pious became most pleased. Hearing the unprecedented words from the mouths of those 2, various people found varieties of pleasure while discussing various related topics. Some happily said, Koribo, Koribo, we will do, we will do. Others said, Dui jan kipta mantra doshe. These 2 are crazy because of bad advice. You have become mad on account of bad association. Why have you come to make us mad as well? Many sober and civilized persons have become mad in this way. Nimai Pandit has spoiled them all. Nimai Pandit nashta korilo shakal. As soon as the 2 went to the houses, as soon as the 2 went to the houses of those who were not allowed to see Lord Chaitanya's dancing, those people said, Maro, mar, beat them, beat them. Someone said, perhaps these 2 are the spies of a thief. They are wandering door to door on the pretext of preaching. Why would a Sujan act in that way? If they come again, we will take them to the king. On hearing such talk, Nityananda and Haridāsa laughed. On the strength of Lord Chaitanya's order, they were not frightened. In this way, the two daily wandered from door to door and then reported to Vishvambara at the end of the day. One day, they saw two drunkards on the street. The two were fully intoxicated and acted like great rogues. There were unlimited stories about the two, for there was no sin that they had not committed. Tara nahi kore heno pap nahi ar. Although they were Brahmins, they were always engaged in drinking wine, eating beef, gomangsha, plundering others' wealth, and paragriha dahe, that means burning others' houses. They avoided royal punishment and the notices of the town authorities. They did not pass a day without wine and meat. The two would roll on the street, and they would punch anyone they met. Jahare jipai, she tahare kilai. As people watched these incidents from a distance, Nityananda and Haridāsa arrived there. Sometimes the two displayed affection for each other, and sometimes they pulled each other's hair. They pulled each other's hair while cursing. I like that. It says chakar vakar shabda ucha kori bole. Yeah, I knew you said. Yeah, okay. Sometimes they ruined the caste of the Brahmanas of Nadia. Sorry. Sometimes they ruined the caste of the Brahmanas of Nadia, and sometimes, under the influence of wine, they would speak solacing words to someone. Every type of sin became manifest in the bodies of those two, except the sin of blaspheming Vaishnavas. They happily spent their days and nights in the company of other drunkards. Therefore, they had no opportunity to blaspheme the Vaishnavas. Wow, so it's better to hang out with a bunch of drunkards and like really low class people like that, and at least not commit Vaishnava aparad, than to be in a so-called exalted assembly of people who criticize Vaishnavas. And he says that right now. Jai sabai Vaishnaver ninda matra hoy, sarva dharma thakile o tabu hoy koy. The assembly in which Vaishnavas are blasphemed will be ruined, even if all other religious principles are observed. Sarva dharma thakileo, not tabu hoy koy. If an assembly of sannyāsīs indulges in blasphemy, then that assembly is more sinful than an assembly of drunkards. Sannyāsī sabhai jadi hoy ninda karma, madhya per sabha hoite, she sabha adharma. She sabha adharma. A drunkard will be delivered in due course of time, but one who engages in blasphemy will never attain the goal of life. Madhya per nishkriti achaya kon kale, para charcha ker gati, nahe kabu bhale. Even after studying the scriptures, many persons lose their intelligence and bring about their utter ruin by blaspheming Nityananda. So the two punched and abused each other as Nityananda and Haridāsa watched from a distance. Nityananda personally asked some people, "To which caste do these two belong? Why do they act like that?" The people replied, "O Goshai, these two are Brahmanas. Their virtuous father and mother both came from respectable families. Their ancestors have all lived in Nadia and were all free from the slightest fault. These two qualified persons gave up their religiosity and have been engaged in such sinful acts since birth. Considering that they were most sinful, their relatives rejected them. Now they freely wander about with other drunkards. When the residents of Nadia see these two, they fear that the two may someday burn their house. There is no sin that these two have not committed. They plunder, steal, drink wine, and eat meat." After hearing this, the kind-hearted Nityananda mercifully contemplated how to deliver the two. So that's where we read up to yesterday, and now we will continue on from, where we left off. Okay. Oh my God. This, anyways, we'll see it. Okay. Pataki tarite prabhu koila avatar. Emata pataki kotha paiben ar. The Lord has incarnated to deliver the sinful. Where will he find such sinners as these? So now, in this commentary here, this Gaudiya Bhashya has some of the most disturbing things I've ever read in my life, I think. Like the most degraded things. It's, yeah, pretty shocking how, anyways, we'll see. I read this a long time ago. I can't remember. Yeah, I just remember being shocked when I read this. Let's see. Gaudiya Bhashya by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. The word patak refers to patayati adho gamayati dushkriyakarinam iti, means sinful activities, activities that result in degradation and improper activities. The householders have three main enemies: lust, anger, and greed. Being attacked by these enemies, human beings engage in sinful activities. Sinful activities are called atipatak, mahapatak, anupatak, upapatak, jati bhrakshakar, sankarikaran, apatrikaran, malavaha, and prakirnaka. Okay, so we're going to hear now a description of these, and they are as sinful can be. If there's any children around, they shouldn't hear this. This is like really heavy duty. Rup Manjari is saying, since birth, how do baby Brahmins get wine? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, any kids around, they should close their ears. Having sex with one's mother, having sex with one's daughter, and having sex with the wife of one's son. These three sins are called atipatak. Killing a Brahmana, drinking wine, stealing a Brahman's gold, and having sex with the wife of one's guru. To commit these four sins, or to intimately associate with such sinners, is called Mahapatak. So even if you don't commit those sins, if you intimately associate with sinners who do that, you're also called Mahapatak. There are 35 forms of anupatak. 1. For a low caste person to identify himself as belonging to a high caste. 2. To falsely accuse someone of committing an offense, for which the punishment is death. 3. To spread false accusations against respectable persons. These three are equal to the killing of a Brahmana. Now, 1. To either reject the Vedas or forget the Vedas after reading them. 2. To blaspheme the Vedas. 3. To give false testimony by speaking deceptive words. This is of two kinds: to hide something that one knows about, and to hide the truth by speaking lies. 4. To spoil the life of a friend. 5. To eat food that grows in stool or filthy places. 6. To eat uneatable foods. These 6 anupataks are equal to drinking wine. Now, 1. To take another's accumulated wealth through cheating. 2. To kidnap someone. 3. To steal a horse. That's so random. Okay. 4. To steal silver. 5. To steal land. 6. To steal diamonds. 7. To steal jewels. These 7 forms of anupatak are equal to stealing gold. Now, 1. Having sex with a sister born from the same mother. 2. Having sex with an unmarried girl. 3. Having sex with a low-caste woman. 4. Having sex with the wife of one's friend. 5. Having sex with the wife of a stepson. 6. Having sex with one's son's wife who belongs to a different caste than the son. Okay. 7. Having sex with one's maternal aunt. 8. Having sex with one's paternal aunt. 9. Having sex with one's mother-in-law. 10. Having sex with the wife of one's maternal uncle. 11. Having sex with the wife of a priest. 12, having sex with one's sister. 13, having sex with the acharya's wife. 14, having sex with a woman who is under one's shelter. 15, having sex with the queen. 16, having sex with a woman who has given up household life. 17, having sex with the wife of a learned Brahmin. 18, having sex with a chaste woman. And 19, having sex with a woman of a higher caste. These 19 forms of anupatak are equal to having sex with the wife of the spiritual master. That was uncomfortable. Okay. Killing cows, becoming the priest of unqualified people, having sex with another's wife, selling oneself, giving up one's father, mother, or guru, giving up the study of scriptures, giving up cooking due to laziness. Uh-oh, I'm guilty of this one. Giving up one's son, or to neglect the performance of the son's purificatory rites, arranging the marriage of a younger son before that of the elder. Arranging the marriage of a younger daughter before that of the elder. Acting as the priest in such a marriage. Spoiling a girl who has not reached puberty. Earning one's livelihood by loaning money on interest. Falling from the vow of brahmacharya by engaging in illicit activities such as having sex with a woman. Selling one's pond, garden, wife, or children. It's really funny how these are all in the same category. One's ponds, one's garden, or children or wife. Okay. Neglecting to undergo the sacred thread ceremony, even up to the age of 16. Rejecting relatives such as one's uncle. Teaching the Vedas on payment. Learning the Vedas from a professional teacher. Selling objects that are not meant to be sold. Working in a gold mine or an other kind of mine on the order of the king. Working on a bridge or other huge enterprise. Wait, what's wrong with working on a bridge? Okay, whatever. Destroying medicine. Earning one's livelihood by engaging one's wife in prostitution. Harming an innocent person through mantra or the employment of creatures such as eagles. Okay. Get him, eagle. Cutting green trees for fuel. Cooking or performing sacrifice for oneself rather than the Lord or one's father. Eating prohibited foods like garlic. Neglecting to preserve a perpetual sacred fire. Stealing valuables other than gold. It's okay if you steal gold, just don't steal other valuables. Just joking. Neglecting the repayment of debts to the demigods, sages, and forefathers. Discussing unauthorized scriptures. Becoming attached to songs and music. That's probably like my biggest, not my biggest, but one of my really big anarthas. Stealing paddy. Metals like copper and iron or animals. Having sex with a drunk woman. Killing a woman. Killing a woman, kshatriya, vaishya, or shudra. And becoming an atheist. These are all known as upapatakas. Upapatakas. I think it's so funny how they have like certain things that just don't seem that bad at all, like liking music and then killing a woman, kshatriya, vaishya, or shudra, like all in the same thing. All very mixed up. Okay. Using a stick or other instrument to injure a brahmana. Smelling objects like garlic, stool, or wine. Don't smell garlic, stool, or wine, anybody, if you don't want to be a sankari karan or whatever that is. Yeah. Becoming crooked, having sex with an animal, and engaging in homosexual relations. All these sins are jati bhramshakar. Oh, wait, that was jati bhramshakar, all those. The sin of killing domestic or wild animals is called sankari karan. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to stop talking. Accepting wealth from a condemned person, earning one's livelihood through trade or lending money on interest, speaking lies, and serving a shudra. All these sins are called apatri karan. Killing a bird, killing animals that move in water, killing fish or other animals that are born in water, killing worms or insects, eating foods that have been touched by wine. All these sins are called malavaha. Those sinful activities that have not been described above are called prakirnaka. Prakirnaka. See Vishnu Samhita, Prayaschitta Vivek, and Manu Samhita. In the Dan Dharma of Mahabharata, 10 kinds of sinful activities have been mentioned. The 3 sins of killing, stealing, and having sex with another's wife are called kayik, are those caused by the body. The 4 sins of useless talk, arrogance, cruelty, and telling lies are called vachik, are those caused by the speech. And the 3 sins of coveting others' wealth, being devoid of compassion for all living entities, and thinking, let my activities bear fruit, are called manasik, are those caused by the mind. Wait, we're not supposed to want our activities to bear fruit. I mean, isn't that sakam karma? Isn't that like not that bad? Anyways. Okay. Yeah, I guess it creates karma. It's not nishkam karma, where you don't get any fruits of your activities. Okay. Root Manjari saying, yeah, I wasn't kidding, was I? Yeah, it was pretty shocking. And wait, one's pond? Yeah, don't sell your pond or your wife or children. That bridge and gold mining thing, I would like to know what the original is. Yeah, I could look it up in the Bengali later on. That'd be interesting to see what the Bengali says. All right, continuing on. Oh wait, I'm seeing more comments. Okay. Lukaiya kore Prabhu apana prakash prabhava na dekhe loke kore upahas. The Lord secretly manifests himself. People who do not see his influence make fun of him. Wait, what was the, I just need to see the context. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're telling Nityānanda and Haridāsa that when the residents of Nadia see these two, they fear that the two may someday burn their house. There's no sin that these two have not committed. They plunder, steal, drink wine, and eat meat. Okay, Gaudiya Bhashya. There is no end to Jagāi and Mādhāi's sinful activities. Since reckless activities like plunder, violence, cruelty, and intoxication were prominently seen in them, they were qualified to commit all kinds of sinful activities. Some people said, since the soul is separate from its perverted form, it is not responsible for the activities committed by that perverted form, even when the opposite of morality and purified activities, such as eating proper foods, is found. Actually, only living entities who have forgotten their constitutional position enjoy the result of such misconceptions and the inauspiciousness born of excessive attachment. Shuni Nityānanda boro karuna hridoy, duyer udhar chinte hoya sadoy. After hearing this, the kind-hearted Nityānanda mercifully contemplated how to deliver the two. Pataki tarite Prabhu koila avatar, emata pataki kotha pai ben ar. The Lord has incarnated to deliver the sinful. Where will he find such sinners as these? Gaudiya Bhashya. The word patak refers to patayati adu gamayati dushkriya karinam iti. Sinful activities, activities that result in degradation, and improper activities. The householders have 3 main enemies: lust, anger, and greed. Being attacked by these enemies, human beings engage in sinful activities. Sinful activities are called atipatak, mahapatak, anupatak, upapatak, jati prankshakar, sankarikaran, apatrikaran. Wait, oh my God, I'm rereading what we just read. I'm so sorry, guys. You're very patient with me. Okay. Lukaiya kore Prabhu, apana prakash, prabhava na deke loke kore upahas. We're not going to reread that all over again. Okay. The Lord secretly manifests himself. People who do not see his influence make fun of him. Gaudiya Bhashya. Since Mahaprabhu is alone capable of cutting people's bondage to material existence, he does not display his real identity, but remains incognito. Those who cannot understand him consider him an ordinary person like themselves and wants to laugh at his activities. E duere Prabhu jadi anugraha kore, tabe she prabhava deke shakala sangsare, taba hoya Nityānanda Chaitanya Das. E duere koraya jadi Chaitanya Prakash. If the Lord bestows his mercy on these two, then the whole world will know his glories. If I can reveal Lord Chaitanya to them, then I, Nityananda, will be known as Lord Chaitanya's servants. Tabi hoya Nityananda Chaitanya Das. Gaudiya Bhashya. Sinful people like Jagāi and Mādhāi are minute spiritual energies. But since that nature is not manifest and material conceptions are prominent, they are unqualified for self-realization. If Sriman Mahaprabhu mercifully revives their eternal propensities as spiritual parts and parcels, then I will be qualified to be accepted as Chaitanya's servant. Ekono je mono mata apana na jane, e mata hoy jadi Shri Krishna name. Now they are fully intoxicated and do not know themselves. If only they could become intoxicated like this under the influence of Krishna's names. Mor Prabhu boli jadi kande dui jan, tabe she sarthaka mor jata parjatan. If the two cry as they say, "Oh my Lord," then my wandering will be successful. Jai Jai Jan e duer chaya parashia, বস্ত্রের সহিত গঙ্গা স্নান করে গিয়া সেই সব জন যদি এ দোহারে দেখি গঙ্গা স্নান হেন মানে তবে লো মোরে লিখি. If persons who previously took bath in the Ganga with their clothes on, when they touched the shadow of these two, consider themselves as purified as having taken, if they consider themselves as purified as having taken bath in the Ganga by seeing them, then my name will be remembered. Those very same people that people now, they take bath with all their clothes on. If just the shadow touches them, now he wants to make it so that those two same drunkards, now they'll be transformed so that when people see them, they'll feel like they've taken bath in the Ganga, the complete opposite. If I can do this, then my name will be remembered. Gaudiya Bhashya. Oh, sorry, I missed your comments before, Satya Mataji. You're saying, I wonder if the bridge thing has to do with crossing over water. Oh, I don't know. And selling wife and daughter have to do with woman being cattle or property. Yeah.
Chattel.
Cattle.
Chattel.
Oh, chattel. Okay. It's a new word for me. Okay. Gaudiya Bhashya. Religious persons attached to morality think that by touching even the shadow of a sinner, one should take bath in the Ganga with one's clothes on. When after obtaining the mercy of Sriman Mahaprabhu, the character of these two is purified, the piety of taking bath in the Ganga will be automatically obtained by seeing such transformed sinless persons. When this is realized, my name will be successful. Śrī Nityānanda Prabhur Mahima Apar, Patiter Trana Lagi Jar Avatar. The glories of Śrī Nityananda Prabhu are unlimited. He has incarnated to deliver the fallen souls. Gaudiya Bhashya. No one is capable of describing the glories of Śrī Nityananda. The direct manifestation of Lord Śrī Gaurasundar, Śrī Nityananda, is Swayam Prakash, is immediate expansion. He has incarnated simply to deliver the fallen souls. Eteke chiniya Prabhu Haridāsa prati, vole Haridāsa dekho tomhar durgati. After contemplating in this way, the Lord said to Haridas, "O Haridas, look at their miserable condition. Brahman hoya heno dushta vyabahar, e dohar jam ghare nahi ko nistar." Although they are Brahmanas, their behavior is most abominable. These two will not be able to avoid the punishment of Yamaraj. Gaudiya Bhashya. When a human being gives up sinful activities and accumulates piety, then he is born in a high-class Brahmin family. The identification of a Brahmin is the highest identification in this world. A Brahmin is respected by all, and his example should be followed by everyone. Due to their sinful propensities, living entities feel proud to identify with castes other than a Brahmin. But there cannot be any fault in identifying oneself as a real Brahmin. Those who commit sinful activities are awarded severe miseries by Yamaraj, who awards punishment. Particularly if, in spite of being born in a Brahmin family by the influence of one's piety, and if in spite of receiving the great opportunity of obtaining proper instruction, one becomes bewildered and engages in committing various offenses, he can never escape the unlimited miseries in the abode of Yamaraj. Yes, being in a very favorable environment when everything is meant to help you and you neglect all that and you still become, then that's much worse than if you're born already in a very like sinful circumstance. Like you're born, and I mean you're born in a very, difficult circumstance. There comes responsibility with having all these opportunities. প্রাণান্তে মারিল তোমার যে যবন গণে, তাহার ও করিলা তুমি ভালো মনে মনে. Nityānanda was saying to Haridas Thakur, he says, when you were beaten practically to death by the Yavanas, you you even thought about their welfare, even when they were when they were practically beating you to death, you still thought about their welfare. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Qazis of Ambua province, they beat Thakur Śrī Haridas to the point of death. Nevertheless, without desiring any form of revenge, Thakur Haridas displayed tolerance and thought about their welfare. One should discuss Adi-khanda, chapter 16, verses 108 to 113. My friend says, so much for that huge bridge I was planning to build. Yeah. যদি তুমি শুভানুসন্ধান যদি তুমি শুভানুসন্ধান করো মনে, তবে সে উদ্ধার পায় এই দুই জনে। তোমার সংকল্প প্রভু না করে অন্যথা, আপনে কহিলা প্রভু এই তত্ত্ব কথা. If you think about the welfare of these two, then they will certainly be delivered. The Lord never neglects to fulfill your desire. This truth was personally disclosed by the Lord. Gaudiya Bhashya. Om Vishnupad Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod has written. Oh, this is a beautiful song. This is Kabe Śrī Caitanya More Koribe Nadoya. Ogala vastra kritanjali Vaishnava nikate Dante trina kori darai bonishkapate Akandiya jana ibodu kabram Sangsaraya nala hoite Magibo Vishrama Oshuniyaya Mara Dukha Vaishnava Thakura Amalagi Krishna Ave Diben Prachur Vaishnaver Avedane Krishna Daya Moy Eheno Pamar Prati Haben Sadoy. Without duplicity, I will approach a Vaishnav with straw between my teeth, with folded hands, and with a cloth hanging from my neck, like a beggar. I will cry and reveal to him my miserable condition. I will beg him for relief from the fire of material existence. After hearing about my miserable condition, the Vaishnav Thakur will profusely appeal to Kṛṣṇa on my behalf. By his appeal, the most merciful Kṛṣṇa will become compassionate towards this sinner. So this is the method of getting the mercy of Kṛṣṇa, is that we pray to the Vaishnav Thakur to appeal to Kṛṣṇa on my behalf. And when the Vaishnav does this, then Kṛṣṇa will be merciful and become compassionate towards me. When I was in Keshavji Gaudiya Math, Sheshai Prabhu, he would sing this every morning. Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. Usually he'd sing Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori, but he would sing this one instead, like right after the Vaishnav song every day. Okay. Prabhur Prabhava Shab Dekhuk Sangsar Chaitanya Korilo Heno Duir Udhar. Let the entire world see Lord Chaitanya's influence when he delivers these two. Jagāi Ajamil Udhar Purane Shakshate Dekhun Eve Eitin Bhuvane. Just as the Puranas sing about the deliverance of Ajamil, now let the three worlds directly see such pastimes. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word Tribhuvan refers to the 6 upper planetary systems, the 7 lower planetary systems, and the earth. The pastime of Jagāi and Mādhāi's deliverance at Sri Navadvip Dham in this material world is not simply a scriptural narration like the topic concerning Ajamil that is recorded in the Puranas, such as Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Nor is it a past incident of this ordinary world. Rather, such activities are found even now in the pastimes of Śrī Caitanya. Wait, when he's saying that such activities are found even now in the pastimes of Śrī Caitanya, he means like today, right? Like 2024? Like people are still getting delivered? Am I understanding correctly? I think so, but I don't know if I'm wrong. You can let me know. Nityānanda tattva Haridāsa bhalo jane, pailo udhar dui jani len mane. Haridāsa knew well the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. Therefore, he could understand that the two were already delivered. It's just a matter of time. Gaudiya Bhashya. Since Thakur Haridāsa acted as Namacharya in this world, He knew perfectly well the truth about the original spiritual master of those who chant the holy names. While seeing the present situation that Thakur Haridas could, while seeing the situation that Thakur Haridas could understand that Jagāi and Mādhāi would certainly be delivered. Haridasa Prabhu bole, Shuno Mahashai, Tomar je ichha she Prabhur nishchay. Haridas Prabhu said, "Listen, O Mahashai, your desire is certainly the Lord's desire." Gaudiya Bhashya. Haridas said to Nityananda Prabhu, "Whatever you desire is fully approved by Śrī Gaurasundar." Amare bandhao jeno pashure bandhao. Amare she tumi puna puna je shikhao. You deceive me just as one deceives an animal, and in this way you repeatedly teach me. Gaudiya Bhashya. Haridas said, "My appeal to Kṛṣṇa would simply teach how to demand the respect of a Vaishnav and command the Supreme Lord. But I am like an animal without discrimination between what is good and what is bad. If, according to your statement, I consider myself a Vaishnav and think that the most merciful Kṛṣṇa will deliver these two sinners by my request, then I am no better than an animal. Although I am an animal devoid of discrimination between good and bad, your act of concealing yourself from me is indicative of my animal nature. I am a living entity who has forgotten Kṛṣṇa. Therefore, since you have a strong desire to engage me in the service of the Lord by reviving my constitutional position, I have many things to learn from your activities." Oh, and Rup Manjari saying regarding the previous point I was asking about, she says, "I think he means that Chaitanya Lila is eternally going on and Jagāi and Mādhāi are eternally part of it." Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. I mean, that seems right. Hasi Nityananda tane dila alingan, atyanta komala hoy bolen vachan. Lord Nityananda smiled and embraced Haridas. He then softly spoke as follows. Prabhur je agya loy, amra bedai, taha kohi e dui madhya per thai. Let us go and inform these two drunkards of the Lord's order that we are carrying around. Gaudiya Bhashya. So Nityananda was saying, since Jagāi and Mādhāi are fully intoxicated by wine, they are not eager to hear topics about worldly morality or welfare. Still, in order to follow the most merciful Gaurasundar's order, we have accepted the responsibility of propagating the holy names to the general mass of people, including the sinful. Sinful people cannot even understand topics of worldly welfare. Therefore, to describe to them the topics about the kingdom beyond this material nature often appears irrelevant. But actually, sinful people have a special qualification and right to receive these topics. So there's never any reason to feel hopeless on the path of bhakti, because the sinful people have a special qualification because they're the most fallen to receive these things. But if we don't accept that we're sinful and that we're fallen, and we think that we're greater, then we won't be recipients. We won't be able to be recipients of this. If we just accept our faults and are honest and simple and sincere, then we can get this. Sabare bhajite Kṛṣṇa prabhur adesh, tar madhe atishay papire vishesh. The Lord's order is for everyone to worship Kṛṣṇa, but this is especially meant for the most sinful. Boli bar bhar matra ama dohakar, boli le naloy jobe she bhartar. Our responsibility is simply to repeat the Lord's order. If people do not follow, then that is his responsibility. Gaudiya Bhashya. Sri Mahaprabhu's order to Srila Nityananda and Srila Haridāsa was to request everyone to worship Kṛṣṇa. If by the will of the Lord, the audience does not listen to their humble presentation and thus invites inauspiciousness on themselves, then Mahāprabhu, the order giver, takes part in the result. This makes me have a question. The question just came to my mind though regarding this is, what about one of the namaparats of preaching the glories of the holy name to the faithless? I wonder if that means like telling the details of the holy names to people who aren't, like, you can tell anybody to chant the holy names, even if they're going to be very antagonistic. But maybe if you get into the finer, like you start getting more into the details and they're not, I don't know. I'm curious if anybody has any thoughts on that. Maybe we can discuss at the end. Okay, Satya Mataji saying yes, no details. Okay. Bolite Prabhur Agya Sheduer Sthane Nityānanda and Haridāsa Korila Gamane. Then Nityānanda and Haridāsa went to inform the two of the Lord's order. Sadhu loke mana kore nikate na jao. Nagal, what's that word? Nagal. Nagal paile pache porana harao. Okay. Saintly people prohibited him. They said, Nikate na jao. Don't go near them. If they catch you, you will lose your lives. Gaudiya Bhashya. According to the common understanding, there is no need to preach topics of Lord Hari. Oh, my question's right here. There is no need to preach topics of Lord Hari to non-devotees. Persons who are ignorant of spiritual science forbade Thakur Haridas and Śrī Nityananda Prabhu from going to Jagāi and Mādhāi. Oh, never mind. If one goes to give good instructions to non-devotees, then rather than accepting, they will attack. By the order of Śrī Gaurasundar and following in the footsteps of Śrī Nityananda and Thakur Haridāsa, transcendental topics are preached in the world by Śrī Gaudiya Math. Yet, irregardless of the place, wait, I didn't read this correctly. By the order of Śrī Gaurasundar and following in the footsteps of Śrī Nityananda and Thakur Haridāsa, transcendental topics are preached in the world by the Śrī Gaudiya Math. Yet, irregardless of the place, leave alone accepting all such topics, we are experiencing every day, or generally, how the preachers of Gaudiya Math are being attacked from time to time and how their preaching work is being disturbed by the attribution of faults on them. Oh, nagal means to reach or grasp. Okay, so they'll grasp you, they'll catch you, grasp you. Okay, cool. New word. Nagalo. 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 Right. Nagalo. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so they said, saintly people prohibited. Don't go near them. If they catch you, you'll lose your lives. Amra antare thaki parana torase. Tomra nikate jao kemone sahase. We hide inside the house and tremble. How can you dare to approach them? Gaudiya Bhashya. Saintly persons always remained far away from those two sinners. They were afraid that they would be attacked by those non-devotees. They said to Śrī Nityananda and Haridāsa, you are too brave, therefore you are approaching those two sinners. Kiser sannyāsī gyan oduer thai, brahma badhe go badhe jahar antanai. Those two have no respect for sannyāsīs. They have killed unlimited brahmanas and cows. Oh, Hari Bol Shubhananda Prabhu. Gaudiya Bhashya. Killing Brahmins and killing cows are most heinous sinful activities. They have committed innumerable such sins. You are both wandering mendicants. You travel everywhere for the benefit of the world. But these two sinners cannot understand your glories. Rather than accepting you as sannyāsīs fixed in the service of the Supreme Lord, they will attack you. Tatapi adui jan Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa boli nikate chalila dohe mahakutuhali. Nevertheless, the two Prabhus chanted the name of Kṛṣṇa and joyfully went before the two. Gaudiya Bhashya. By the order of Śrī Mahāprabhu, Śrī Nityananda and Śrī Haridāsa went before them while chanting the most auspicious names of Kṛṣṇa, glorified in the first verse of Shikshashtak. Śrī Nityananda and Śrī Haridāsa did not consider the name of Kṛṣṇa and Kṛṣṇa himself to be different. Since they did not chant the holy names under the shelter of Agyarudhi, they went towards them in great eagerness. Shunibare pai heno nikata thakiya, kohen prabhur agya dakiya. They came only close enough to be heard, and then loudly informed them of the Lord's order. Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Loho Krishna Nam, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. Bolo Krishna, say Krishna, worship, Bhaja Krishna, worship Krishna, Loho Krishna Nam, and chant the names of Krishna. Krishna Mata, Krishna is your mother. Krishna Pita, Krishna is your father. Krishna Dhana Pran, Krishna is your life and wealth, or your very life's wealth. Toma sabha lagiya Krishner avatar, heno Krishna bhajo sab charo anachar. Krishna has incarnated for your benefit. Therefore, give up all sinful activities and worship Krishna. Gaudiya Bhashya. The eternal pastimes that Swayamrup Krishna performs with his attracted associates in Braj are meant for removing the misfortune of the living entities. So to engage in service other than worship of Krishna is most unbecoming. Therefore, understanding yourselves as attracted in your relationship with the Lord, you should try to awaken your constitutional propensities. When living entities realize their constitutional position, proper behavior based on aversion to the service of matter can no longer remain absent. Then their propensity for worshiping Krishna becomes prominent. When liberated living entities belonging to impartial Krishna's marginal energy have slightly less good fortune. Wait. That's not proper English. Okay, anyways, I'll just choose a way to say this. So when liberated living entities belonging to impartial Krishna's marginal energy, the Tatastha Shakti, when they have slightly less good fortune, when they're slightly less fortunate, they worship Sri Ramachandra. In the worship of Sri Ram, there is no opportunity for the complete manifestation of all of Krishna's transcendental potencies. The transcendental Ras Leela pastimes that are mentioned in relation to Sri Baladev, the original source of Sri Ramachandra, are not found in Ramachandra of the Raghu dynasty. The endeavors of the Dandakaranya sages have established that the son of Dasharath was unfit for performing Ras Leela. The variegated pastimes of Swayamrup Sri Krishna and Swayam Prakash Sri Baladev are found in Goloka Vrindavan. In order to broadcast these pastimes, Swayamrup Krishna incarnated and advented in his Sri Gaur pastimes. The main consideration in the activities of this advent is the incarnation of the magnanimous nature of Sri Krishna Chandra, the personification of sweetness. Sri Krishna Chandra manifested his eternal form of Sri Gauranga, who is the combined form of Sri Radha Govinda, particularly for those who are situated in the temporary realization of mundane conceptions under the shelter of pious and impious activities. The worshipable Lord Sri Krishna Chandra descended in this world as Sri Gaurasundar, who is the aggregate form of all devotees of Krishna, who assumes the role of a worshipper in different rasas, and who awards the opportunity to worship Krishna after giving up sinful activities in the form of material misconceptions. The distinction of Krishna's worship has been revealed in the advent of Sri Gaura's pastime of distributing Krishna Prem. The ultimate perfection of the good fortune of those pious souls who have obtained the qualification for remaining engaged in the service of Sri Ram Sita, Sri Ram Vrajrangji, that's Ram Hanuman, Sri Lakshmi Narayan, Sri Vishwaksen Gurudha Narayan, and the Chaturvyuha forms of Sri Vasudev Sankarshan Pradyumna Aniruddha is the supreme service of Rajendra Nandan. Wait. The ultimate perfection and of the good fortune of those pious souls who have obtained the qualification for remaining engaged in the service of all those personalities that we just read is the supreme service of Rajendra Nandan. In his form as Jagat Guru, Śrī Krishna Chandra, as the preacher of munificence, instructs the most pure living entities that Swayamrup Krishna has incarnated for the benefit of the Tatastha Jivas, the marginal living entities who give up bad association and discriminate between modes of worshipping the Lord. Having received the direct order of Mahāprabhu, Jagadguru Śrī Nityānanda and Jagadguru Thakur Haridāsa, as specific manifestations of Jagadguru, they preach the topics of Krishna's munificent incarnation to the people of the world. As a supreme instructor, the most munificent Krishna teaches everyone to give up bad association and worship the Swayamrup, who enjoys wonderful pastimes and who is the object of 5 rasas. Give up bad association and associate with that Satchid Ananda object, and constantly worship him while considering yourself an ingredient of one of the 5 rasas. The perfection of lust is found in conjugal affairs. Less than that is found in Vatsalya. Less than that in Sakhya. Less than that in Dasya, and less than that in Shanta. Abominable, mundane, perverted feelings are counted among sinful activities. Although the pastimes of Krishna's Prakash Vigraha are non-different from those of Krishna, Krishna, the personification of the 12 rasas, is himself the Swayamrup, or the origin of all forms, Swayam Guna, the origin of all qualities, Swayam Parikar Vaishishta, the origin of all variegated associates, and Swayam Lila, the origin of all pastimes. His manifestation, Swayam Prakash, Sri Baladev, is Prakash Rup, manifestation of all forms, Prakash Gun, manifestation of all qualities, Prakash Parikar Vaishishta, manifestation of all variegated associates, and Prakash Lila, manifestation of all pastimes. Wow, this is very interesting. Krishna is all these things originally, but then to manifest all these things, he is Baladeva. Baladeva is the manifestation of all these things. Therefore, by worshipping him, one automatically worships Krishna. Yet, while considering Ye Yata Mam Prapadyante, as they surrender unto me, and according to that verse, as they surrender to me, I will reward them accordingly. So according to that verse, consideration should be given to Swayamrup Krishna's statement, Tangs Tataiva Bhajamyaham. I reward them accordingly. While considering, as they surrender unto me, consideration should be given to the statement, I reward them, Krishna awards them accordingly. Okay, sorry. I sometimes have a difficult time with Shastasita language. According to some, worship of the Chaturvyuha forms of Krishna headed by Vasudeva is supreme. According to others, worship of Krishna's forms headed by Sitaram is supreme. While according to still others, worship of Krishna's forms like Revati Raman is supreme. Although all are worship of Krishna, only those who have realized the purport of the statement, I am Krishna, worship me. Only those who understand the purport of that statement are qualified to obtain the darshan of Sri Krishna's munificent form of Sri Gaurasundar. Knowing themselves as non-different from participants in Krishna's pastimes, Sri Baladev Nityananda Prabhu, the original source of the Vishnu Tattvas and the chief of all devotees, and Namacharya Adi Guru Brahma, the chief of all devotees, they vigorously concealed this fact from unfortunate persons while revealing real knowledge during the manifested pastimes of the covered incarnation. Krishna is the embodiment of Ras, Akila Rasamrita Murti. Therefore, he is the only shelter of all rasas, or the only Vishai Vigraha, or object of worship, for all devotees. Shri Krishna is Swayamrup, not the partial formless manifestation of Paramatma, nor the formless all-pervading object. He is the cause of all causes, headed by Brahman and Paramatma. Baladeva is the full manifestation of Swayamrup Krishna. He is the Prakash, Swayam Prakash of Swayamrup Krishna. Karna Dakshay Vishnu is his plenary portion, is Baladev's plenary portion. Garbhadakshay Vishnu is a portion of his plenary portion, and Kshiradakshay Vishnu is a portion of the portion of his plenary portion. They are all Vishaya Vigrahas of Swayambhurup Kṛṣṇa. The subordinate living entities are specific manifestations of the Vishaya Vigrahas. Therefore, Kṛṣṇa and the attracted devotees of Kṛṣṇa are not separate, as seen through material vision. The ultimate conclusion is that he is the complete person. The partial manifestation of that complete whole is the source of the material creation and the origin of the portions and plenary portions. Attracted living entities have no propensity other than the worship of that Kṛṣṇa. The moment the attracted souls are distracted, they glance towards Maya from Vaikuntha. At that time, the universe is created, and material enjoyment overcomes the constitutional duties of the living entities belonging to the marginal potency of the Lord, and makes them averse to Kṛṣṇa. This aversion to Kṛṣṇa induces the conditioned souls to become bewildered with incomplete thoughts of Brahman and Paramatma, and in their incomplete conceptions of Brahman and Paramatma, they are covered by their individual material sentiments. Since Kṛṣṇa himself is the shelter of all rasas, Baladev, his principal manifestation, is also the shelter of all rasas. This Baladev Prabhu simply engages in the worship of Kṛṣṇa. If one accepts the principle of yatha toror mula nishechanena, that means as pouring water on the root of a tree. So if one considers that principle of as pouring the water on the root of the tree, then there will not be any deviation in the subject of discrimination in the worship of Kṛṣṇa. Then, taking shelter of the lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya in different rasas, some remain properly situated under the shelter of conjugal attraction, while some announce their good fortune by remaining situated under the shelter of parental affection. The attracted rasic devotees of 2.5 rasas engage in hemispherical Vaikuntha service rather than the most complete Śrī Goloka. Devotees of 2.5 rasas engage in the Vaikuntha service rather than the most complete Goloka Vrindavan service. They then obtain less munificence and they respect the path of opulence, the Aishwarya marg. The deviation of the conditioned souls and the deviation of the liberated worshippers of the Lord is completely different. The deviation in Vaikuntha is the absence of completeness, while the deviation in the material world is sinful activities and is totally fit for rejection. Okay. I don't fully understand this. I mean, it's saying deviation of Vaikuntha is not accepting the whole Lord in Goloka Vrindavan. Anyways, whatever. For the conditioned souls, the energy of Ram Vaikuntha is preferable to the energy of Mahavaikuntha. Therefore, the ras cherished by the rasic worshippers of Sita Ram and Hanuman Ram establishes from an impartial consideration a special feature distinct from the ras cherished by the devotees of Lakshmi Narayan and Vishvaksena Narayan in Vaikuntha. Okay. In the consideration of the variegatedness of the energetic devoid of energy, the worship of the Chaturvyuha headed by Vasudeva is superior to knowledge of the impersonal Brahman. For there is no possibility of attributing mundane abomination in such worship. The worshipable object is not under the control of Maya. He is fully independent and unimpeded. Therefore, Vrajendra Nandan, in his most munificent combined form of Radha Kṛṣṇa, shows that in the worship of Kṛṣṇa, the topmost worship of Śrī Radha Govinda surpasses the progressively superior worship of Vasudeva Kṛṣṇa, Lakshmi Govinda Kṛṣṇa, and Sita Ram Kṛṣṇa. Such compassion is immeasurable and unlimited. That is why Swayambhurup Mahāprabhu began to teach the service of Hari to everyone through his Prakash Vigraha and Jagad Vidhata. His Prakash Vigraha, Nityānanda and Jagad Vidhata, Haridas Thakur. 1 second. That was such a long purport, I forgot what we even read. Let's see. The purport was to this. Kṛṣṇa has incarnated for your benefit. Therefore, give up all sinful activities and worship Kṛṣṇa. That was Nityānanda Prabhu's instruction to Jagāi and Mādhāi. And what time is it? How much more time do we have? Oh, we only have a few more minutes left. Okay, let's see how far we can get. Dako shuni mata tuli chahe dui jan, mahakrode dui jan aruna lochan. On hearing their call, the two turned their heads and their eyes became red with anger. Sannyāsī akar deki mata tuli chai. Tharo boli dohe thori pare jai. After lifting their heads and seeing the forms of the sannyāsīs, the two ran towards them, shouting, catch them, dharo. Atavyate Nityānanda Haridāsa dhai, raho, boli dui dasu pache jai. Nityānanda and Haridāsa quickly ran away as the two rogues chased them, shouting, stop. Dhaya aise pache tarja garja kore. Mahābhoy pai dui prabhu dhai dore. Abusing them with harsh words, they chased behind the two prabhus who ran away out of fear. Gaudiya Bhashya. The phrase Dui Prabhu refers to Śrī Nityananda Prabhu and Haridāsa Thakur. Nityananda Swarup and Haridāsa Thakur were both Vaishnav sannyāsīs. Loko bole thakonoi je nishedh korilo, dui sannyāsir aji sankata porilo. People said, we warned them before. Now those two sannyāsīs are in danger. Jatek pashandi shab, hase mone, Ponder uchit shasti koilo narayane. All the atheists smiled and thought, Lord Narayan has given proper punishment to these impostors. Gaudiya Bhashya. People who are averse to devotional service maintain enmity towards those who are engaged in unalloyed devotional service to Vishnu. According to these hostile people, the unalloyed devotees of the Lord are impostors. Since they are opposed to devotional service and the devotees are situated beyond their conceptions, they desire inauspiciousness for the devotees. In spite of admitting that they are envious of the devotees, they consider themselves servants of Narayan. But since they are actually averse to the Lord, they are envious and fall from the truth. Rakha Kṛṣṇa, Rakha Kṛṣṇa, Subramane bole, she stana chariya, bhoye lila chalila shokole. The pious Brahmin said, save them, Kṛṣṇa. And then they left that place in fear. Gaudiya Bhashya. The conceptions of pious Brahmins are not like those of immoral persons. They appealed to Kṛṣṇa with a desire to protect the Lord's devotees. The duty of pious Brahmins is to meditate on the well-being of the devotees. Persons who are averse to this principle fall from their Brahminical position, and they obtain an abominable nature, and inevitably engage in activities hostile to devotional service. Dui dasyu dhai dui thakura polai, dhorilu boli lago nahi pai. The two rogues chased behind as the two lords ran away. Although the lords declared that they have caught them, they were unable. I got him. But no, they didn't actually get him. Nityānanda bole palo hoilo Vaishnav, aji jadi pran banche tobe pai shav. Nityananda said, we thought it would be good to turn them into Vaishnavs, but we'll be lucky if we survive today. Gaudiya Bhashya. Nityananda said, leave far aside any idea that by giving Krishna's instructions to Jagāi and Mādhāi, they'll become Vaishnavs. It will be good if we can protect ourselves from their invincible attack. Haridāsa bole Thakur, ar kene bolo, tomar budite apa mritte prana gelo. He's saying, so Nityananda is saying, yeah, we thought it would be good for them to turn them into Vaishnavas. But Haridāsa is saying, Oh Lord, what can I say? Today I will die prematurely because of your ideas. Haridāsa, don't lump me in. Don't lump me into this. This is your idea. And now, because of your ideas, I'm going to die prematurely. What can I say? Gaudiya Bhashya. Haridāsa said, O Nityananda Prabhu, since by the order of Śrī Caitanya-dev, you have desired auspiciousness for the living entities, they are able to finish our lives with premature death. Now, what is the use of discussing these topics? Madhyapere koile jeno, Kṛṣṇa upadesh, uchita tahar shasti prana avashesh. Because you have tried to give Krishna's instructions to drunkards, we have received proper punishment, almost losing our lives. Gaudiya Bhashya. Haridāsa said, it is an offense to instruct faithless persons in the chanting of the name of Hari. Since we have come forward to instruct unqualified offenders, the proper punishment for our offense has been written on our foreheads. Eto boli dhai prabhu hasiya hasiya, dui dasyu pache dhai torjiya gorjiya. Torjiya gorjiya. Speaking in this way, the two lords laughed as they ran away. The two rogues chased after them while shouting abusive words. Dohar sharir stula, na pare cholite, tatapi hadhai dui madhyapatvarite. Oh, it's 8:30. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Just 1 second. The two drunkards had fat bodies, so they could hardly walk. Yet somehow they ran swiftly. Let's just read up to 100. This like 3 more verses. Dui dasyu bole bhai kotare jaiba. Wait, what is that? Jagāi and Mādhāi aji kemote edaiba. The two rogues said, "Oh, brothers, where will you go? How will you escape Jagāi and Mādhāi today?" Tomra na jano etha Jagāi Mādhāi ache, khani roho ulatia hero dekho pache. You do not know that Jagāi and Mādhāi live here. Wait a moment and see who's behind you. Gaudiya Bhashya. Jagāi and Mādhāi said to Nityānanda and Haridāsa, you should have known that the two rogues Jagāi and Mādhāi stay here, and no one goes home safely without being harassed by us. Wait a moment and see us come after you. Trase dhai dui prabhu vachana shuniya, rakho Kṛṣṇa, Govinda boliya. Hearing their words, the two lords ran away in fear as they called out, save us, Kṛṣṇa, save us, Kṛṣṇa, hey, Govinda. Okay, I'm just going to read one more verse and then we'll stop. 1 second. Haridāsa bole ami na pari chalite, janiya o asi ami chanchala sahite. Haridāsa said, I cannot go further. Why did I knowingly come with this restless person? Gaudiya Bhashya. Haridāsa Thakur said to Nityananda Prabhu, even though I cannot run, I have come with a restless person like you who can run fast and who is always getting involved in anything and everything. Okay, I'm going to stop reading the Bengali now. I'll just read the last few verses, just the translations. Kṛṣṇa just saved me from the wrath of the Yavanas, and now today I will lose my life due to your mischievous nature. Nityananda said, I am not a restless person. Think carefully. It is your Lord who is agitated. Although he is a Brahmin, he gives bold orders like a king. On his instruction, we preach door to door. He gives orders that we have never heard before, and as a result, people call us thieves and hypocrites. If we disobey his order, we will be ruined. And if we follow his order, this is the result. You do not admit your Lord's fault. Although we both spoke to them, you accuse me of being at fault. In this way, the two Prabhus engaged in blissful quarrels as they watched the two rogues chasing them become confused. They ran towards the Lord's house while the two rogues rolled on the ground, being intoxicated by wine. Unable to see the two Prabhus, the drunkards gave up the chase and eventually began to push and shove each other. Being intoxicated by wine, the two could not remember a thing about where they were before and where they were now. After a while, the two Prabhus looked back and could not see where the two rogues had gone. The two felt pacified and embraced each other. They laughed and then went to see Vishvambar. The lotus-eyed Mahaprabhu was sitting. The limbs of his body were so beautiful that his form bewildered even Cupid. Okay, so we'll hear about what happens after that. When they inform the Lord about Jagāi and Mādhāi, we'll hear all about that tomorrow. Okay, thanks for letting me go a little 3 minutes over time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitāi Gaur Hari Bol, Nitāi Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitāi Gaur Hari Bol. Jai. Kishore Prabhu, can you do Jai Dwani?
Jai Nitāi.
Jai Nitāi.
Jai Haridāsa Thakur. Jai Sabrika, Shri Guru Gauranga, Gan Harivika, Girid Hari, Radha Vinod Bihari, Radha Hainath, Radha Raman Bihari, Radha Madhava, Shri Mahāprabhu, Radha Govinda Jiv ki Jai, Sri Govinda Gopinath, Madan Mohan Jiv ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Paramahams Vre, Vrajagari Varyasto, Trishta Shishamad, Bhakti Vigyan, Bharati Goswami, Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Paramahams Vre, Vrajagari Varyasto, Trishta Shishaman, Bhakti Vigyan, Narayan Goswami Maharaj Vari Pavan Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Trishta Shishaman, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Balav Tirtha Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Trishta Shishaman, Bhakti Vedanta Pavan Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Trishta Shishaman, Bhakti Vedanta Vikram Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Shishaman, Bhakti Sarup Damodar Maharaj ki Jai, Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Shishaman, Gaur Gunaswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Shishaman, Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Shishaman, Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Shishaman, Bhakti Rakshak Shri Dhar Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Trishta Shishaman, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Goswami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Trishta Shishaman, Bhakti Dvaita Madhu Goswami Param Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Trishta Shishaman, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Param Gurudev ki Jai, Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Trishta Shishaman, Jagarguru Shri Varshapana Vidvaita Das Shala Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada ki Jai, Swaprikar Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur ki Jai, Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Mahaparam Bhagavad Prabhar Paramahamsa Stotrishta Shishamad Gauri Kishore Das Bhavshi Maharaj ki Jai, Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Saptam Goswami Stotrishta Shishamad Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahashai ki Jai, Nityānanda Pravishtam Vishnu Par Stotrishta Shishamad Vaishnav Sarvama Shri Jagannatha Bhavshi Mahashai ki Jai, Jai Sri Gandavasi Siddha Shri Madhusundas Bhavshi Maharaj ki Jai, Sri Urvras Udarandas ki Jai, Karvinan Acharya Shishimad Baladev Vibhushan Prabhu ki Jai, Mahamahopatitya Rasa Krishna Mane Shila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pari ki Jai, Shila Rasikanand Murari Prabhu ki Jai, Shila Ramchandra Kaviraj ki Jai, Sri Lochandas Thakur ki Jai, Shila Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Traya ki Jai, Shila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki Jai, Vyasavatar Arika Vishal Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai, Sri Ashtag Viraj Kusurajan Nityananda Durash Gopal Sri Chaushati Mahanta Jagāi and Mādhāi ki Jai, Jai Shri Rup Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeva Gopal Bhatta Ras Raghunath Shar Goswami Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Swarup Damodara Yanamananda Lokanath Karva Adi Gaur Parishar Vrind ki Jai, Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, शिल ईश्वर परिपाद की जय, शिल मारविंद्र परिपाद की जय, जय श्री अंडरदीप मायपुर सिमनदीप गौतमदीप मध्यदीप गौलदीप ऋतुदीप चांददीप माधुरदीप रुद्रदीप मात्मका श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। श्री जगाई मादाई घाट की जय। जय श्री एक चक्र धाम की जय। जय श्री शांतिपुर धाम की जय। जय श्री गौर चंद्र भगवान की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद की जय। जय श्री गौर हरिदास की जय। जय श्री श्री गौर गदाधर की जय। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ कपि कृपा गो गिर गोवर्धन वृषभ वनान माक श्री ब्रज मंडल धाम की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गंग सखी आमन सखी तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जय। जय वृषभान नंदिनी श्रीमती राधा रानी ठाकुरानी की जय। जय श्री ललिता विशाख चित्र चंपकलता तुंग विद्या इंद्रलेख रंग देवी सुदेवी आदि सखी वृंद की जय। जय श्री अनंग प्रेम मंजलाल शिरो फलवंगा राग विलस गुणरति कस्तूरी कमल नयन मणि अरि मंजारी वृंद की जय। जय श्रीमती वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भगवती परनमासी उमाय देवी की जय। जय श्री गोपीश्वर सर शिव महादेव की जय। जय राधा पटन की तदाम श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। जय श्री मथुरा धाम की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र नीलमाधव जी की जय। श्री तट्ट गोपीनाथ की जय। श्री सर्वकुल की जय। श्री नमोचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर समारि मंदिर की जय। जय शिल परोपार आविर्भाव स्थले की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र मंडल नीलाचल धाम की जय। सर्वा विक्रमिन शंकरे भक्त विक्रमिनाश श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय भक्तराज भक्त प्रवर श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। श्री प्रहलाद लक्ष्मी नृसिंह देव की जय। श्री चरिधाम चरि संप्रदाय चरि आचार्य की जय। जय श्री मध्वार मनोज विष्णु स्वामी निम्बदित्याचार्य की जय। जय कर्मतरा श्री चैतन्य माद की जय। श्री गौरीमाद वृंद की जय। जय श्री सजन सेवक गौरियमाद की जय। जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमाद भगवताम भगवद गीता चैतन्य चरितामृत चैतन्य भागवत जैव धर्म आदि सर्व गौरी वैष्णव ग्रंथ वृंद की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। त्रिभुवन मंगल श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन धर्म की जय। कलकेर प्रेमधान श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय त्रिभुवन मंगल धन्य कलियुग दर्प ब्रह्म श्री हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे महामंत्र की जय। श्री आनंद कोरि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री समकट गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय परमा ब्रह्मन परमा सत्यम परमेश्वर पति पावन प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम स्वयं भगवान जगन्नाथ मिश्र नंदन गौर सुंदर गदाधर प्राणनाथ शिव शंबर मिश्र निमाय पंडित श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य चंद्र महाप्रभु की जय। परमा दयाल परमा करुणामयी पति पावन गौरीश्वर भक्ति स्वरूप श्री श्रीमान नित्यानंद राम महाजान की जय। श्री नित्यानंद बलराम की जय। नमाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री जगनानंद मरवनंद की जय। श्री चैतन्य भगवत की जय। शिल वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद गौरी वश्य की जय। जय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रयाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रददेवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय निताय।
Hari bol, everybody. So thank you so much for joining. Dandavat pranams. Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Satya Mataji, Hari bol.
Shri Hari
Dandavat.
Prabhu, Hari
Hari Hari.
Mataji, Satya Mataji, Hari Bo.
Oh, I hear myself in the background. I was like, wait, who is that? I realized it's myself. Shivananda Prabhu, Champak Mataji, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, And let's see, on YouTube and Facebook. I said Shubhanandru, right? Yeah. And then YouTube and Facebook, Ganga Mataji, Haripriya Didi, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Rup Manjari Didi, Nitāi, Sudevi Didi, and a bunch of other devotees. Dhanavad pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. And tomorrow we get to the climax when Jagāi and Mādhāi will finally be delivered. That's what we're going to read about tomorrow, and we'll end right at there. And then the day after tomorrow, we'll read about Vaishnava Aparad and all that whole topic. So yeah, thank you so much for letting me go overtime today, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Dhanavad pranams, everybody. Hari Bol.
So we come to any talk, or it's too late?
I actually have to use the bathroom really bad.
Okay.
I was kind of holding it the whole time, the whole Jaidwani, and then yeah.
All right.
But yes, what was that, Satya Mataji?
Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Right. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Sorry about that. Hari Bol. Let me just see if there's any comments. Okay. Oh, Hari Bol, Vangsi Wala Prabhu.